Hi, good evening. It's Cher with Share Peace and Love. How is everybody this evening? Oh, just clearing the air with a little Palo Santo. But I don't want any smoke in the house. Hanging it out the door. Trying to be courteous of my landlord. But guys, this is Cher. I know I just said that. And bear with me. Sorry. Um, this is kind of like a leap of faith for me. Uh, I decided I'm going to put this out there, not because I want to, and I'm not going to list any names or anything, but because honestly, God won't leave me alone until I do it. And I've gotten the message over and over again. And I think part of it is just simply maybe it's a release for me. Maybe I'm crazy for sharing this, but I feel like there are people out there that can benefit from this, that there are people out there where it might change their lives. Maybe they see what I went through and where I ended up at, and maybe it makes a difference. Um, this is a very hard story to tell. Um, like I said, I'm not going to share any names or anything. And this story makes me very sad for numerous reasons. One, because I couldn't see that I didn't have any self worth, that I just was so starved for love, or I felt like I was, that I would just do anything to be part of that, to feel that feeling, to know that I was loved. And a lot of that probably stems back to my childhood. But I got in a relationship with somebody, and we dated for a year and lived together. And I don't know why, but I thought this person just walked on water. I honestly thought they were just this fabulous person, and I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the abuse. I couldn't see the they call it gaslighting. I couldn't see any of that because I thought that I was just totally and completely in love with this person. And so, that you hear that phrase, blinded by love. And I know this happens for a lot of people. Yes, totally and completely blind. And it started out so beautiful. And then it went so south, so fast. It seems fast now. At the time, it seemed like it just crept up on you. It's like they talk about the frog in the pot that boils. Well, yeah, because the frog's in the pot and it's happy and it's swimming around and thinking life's great. And three on the timer just now, thinking life's grand. And then all of a sudden the water starts getting hotter and hotter. And by the time the frog realizes they're in trouble, the frog is cooked. And sometimes life is a lot like that, unfortunately. But yeah, I was uh, very, what I thought, very happy. Did a lot of, sometimes we want to be loved so bad uh, that somebody I know that I really love put it this way: we make ourselves smaller to be around someone so that they can feel bigger. And what happens is, after a while, you lose a piece of yourself and you lose another piece. And you don't even realize as you're going that you're losing these pieces. You don't even, man, this is hard. You don't even know what you're losing at the time until it's gone. And when it's gone, it's like once you see it, you can't unsee it, and I've heard a lot of people say that, and it's true. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. And I'm the woman that believes in the fairy tale, or I did. I believed in the fairy tale and Cinderella and the glass slipper and all of that. And I don't know about any of that anymore, guys. What I do know is that something very powerful happens when you decide to connect with your divine and you decide to love yourself, because there's a sense of peace that passes over you. There's a sense of understanding that you're not in it alone anymore. There's this knowing, it's like a knowing that whatever comes up in your life, whatever happens, that, it's like I don't want to call God a backup, but God is always there. God will be there with you, and He will walk you through the fire. And trust me, guys, I went through the fire. Procrastinating. This is a very hard story to tell. No names, no accusations. I have come to peace with my story. I have forgiven the parties involved. I've forgiven myself. You know, uh, we're not always good people all the time, but I've learned a lot too. I've done a lot of self work. I think they call it shadow work. I almost feel ill talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, because I don't think God's going to leave me alone until I talk about it. And I always talk about sanctified, purified, rectified, and it's time I made some truths right. And I don't know what the story is that's going on about me out there, and I really honestly don't care. Um, I will tell you that I got married this year. Uh, it's a beautiful wedding, and I thought I was marrying uh, the love of my life, that I was going to spend the rest of my life in joy and happiness. And I had talked to the person I was getting married to and said, this is serious. This is a vow uh, between us and God, you know. And the words I used were, you don't want to piss God off. Well, I'm pretty sure he got mad. God was upset. But so, uh, and I should have seen some of the red flags. We had arguments. We had broken up and gotten back together, and all of those things. And in the midst of all those things, I learned some things about myself, and I learned some things about the person I was with, and harsh truths. Sometimes you want to be loved so bad that you're willing to put up with anything just to know and feel that you're loved. And that's a mistake. Okay. That's a big mistake. You should never settle or not feel worthy enough. I remember one night, and I should have known. I remember one night before the marriage, I had been working. I'd started working at 7 that morning. It was 11 o'clock at night. I was honestly toast. And I said to this person, I'm going to bed. Well, they said, you're going to bed already? And I was like, yeah, I'm really tired. And they looked at me and they said, well, you're just not worth a damn, are you? And they were serious. And that should have been a red flag for me. And my grandma always said, if they treat you good before they marry you, they treat you 10 times better. And if they treat you bad before they marry you, they'll treat you 10 times worse. And normally I get on here and do free readings and stuff. And honestly, this story is what led me to being on this channel. Anyway, I got married, and it was a beautiful wedding, and 20 beautiful days. And uh, I made him mad. I made him mad. I didn't I didn't want to help wash the bike. It was winter. It was cold. I didn't want to wash the bike. I didn't want the seat to be wet going home. But he wanted to wash the bike and I didn't. And so I stood off to the side. And I was probably wrong. I should have helped wash the bike. In retrospect, I should have just helped wash the damn bike. And then afterwards, he was so mad, and we stopped by his store, and he was so angry, and I was upset, and I was like, I just didn't want to do it, and things were getting out of control, and so I walked. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever gave me that. I walked out of the store, and thank you. Walked out of the store and went down the street, and he caught up with me, and we went home. And for 2 days, it was nothing but fighting. 2 days. This was a relationship where this person, oh, it's okay. It's okay. This person could talk to me and bring me to the point of crawling into a corner of the room or under a bed or any place. The words were so bad. And he said things like, because I used to be an alcoholic. I'm not. Alcohol is part of the devil. And some people can drink it in moderation and be fine. I'm not. I'm not one of them. My God, am I just laying out my whole life here? Lord, what is it? I mean, this is, God called me to do this and it's hard. This is one of the hardest videos. I've done over 500 and this is one of the hardest videos I've ever done. Oh, thank you. Anyway, he'd say things to me like, here's $10. Go get a drink. Or he made me barter a percentage of my life away one time, or he was telling me I had to give and I 10% to somebody else that he was interested in. And man, I was so stupid and what I thought was so in love. And that's not love. Love is not. Love is not mean or evil or angry. Love is caring and kind. Anyway, so the wedding went on, and 20 days later, we had the argument about the motorcycle. And 2 days after that, uh, he went out the night before, and this had gone on for 48 hours, and this was just an horrific argument. And he went out that night, and I honestly took an Ambien, a prescription, and went to bed because I was just like, I'm so done here. And he woke me up at 5 o'clock the next morning and said, take the trash out. And I said, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to wait till, the trash doesn't even run till 9. I'm going to wait. And I'm glad. And, oh, and this did, it changed me, but I got dressed and went downstairs to take the trash out, and he was still in a bad mood, and I went to put my arms around him and hug him, and I said, just come on, be happy, and he threw me backwards on the floor, and it went downhill from there. I remember hitting the floor pretty hard, a big bruise on my leg, but I didn't care. I didn't want to fight, and he cornered me. He kept pushing me into like corners. And I said, stop it. You're hurting me. I might as well hurt myself. And that was a mistake. I never should have said that, and he took that and ran with it. Uh, it was the high that day was 43 degrees. He cornered me to the back door and I couldn't, there was no place to go. And I made the mistake of walking out the door and he shut it and slammed it. And it was cold and I didn't have a jacket. And I sat out there. Oh, I walked, I sat, I got a motorcycle cover and covered up with it. It was that cold. I begged, I pleaded, I cried. This went on for 5 hours. 5 hours later, and no, I didn't call him. I was like, I married this person. The police showed up. And, they went and knocked on the door and tried to get that person to come to the door, and they wouldn't come to the door. And it was pretty cold, and I didn't have a jacket, or ID, or a phone, or money, or anything, and everything that I owned was locked up in this person's house. And the police called that little van to take you anywhere but in front of where you are, and these people were very kind and very gracious. I remember they gave me a pair of kid pants, and they were, I don't even know how to fit them, but I had lost a lot of weight at that point. Because I never stopped. I never slowed down in this relationship. I was always working. I cleaned the basement. I mowed the grass. I raked the leaves. I took the trash out. Whatever that person wanted, I did, because I was so desperate for love. And so here I was, and the ladies in the little van got me, and they took me to the library. And I had nothing. I take it back. I did. He had thrown a personal device at me out the 2-story window, and he had finally thrown the blanket outside in the backyard. And so I'm walking around, on a pack of tarot cards, which is, I'm like, really? That is God's sense of humor. A pack of tarot cards. So I go to the library. I've got no phone numbers, no money, no jacket. I remember standing on the sidewalk with this blanket wrapped around me and being cold. And I saw somebody and I thought, man, I should probably give it to him. But the thought I had at that time was, I couldn't give him my blanket because I thought I might need it that night because I might be sleeping on the streets. It was almost 6. The library's closing, and I had nowhere to go. And I had family, but I had left this person before and stayed with family, and they had, they were trying to keep me safe, and they said, if you go back, you can't come here, which is a very logical explanation, and they were trying to keep me safe, and but I knew that they would take me in because I knew they loved me, and but I had no way to get there, and I finally got hold of Metro, which is a ride service that I have for medical purposes, and they took me. And I remember begging the guy. I was like, please don't leave me out. Please, I have no place to go. I have no way to make a phone call or nothing. And this is in downtown Denver. I remember begging the guy, please, please, please come. And because the library was closed and they couldn't even make a phone call back to me, I was like, I'll be here. And I was praying all the way there. I prayed all the way there. Lord, please, let my child be home. Lord, please. And thank God she was. And I showed up at her door with a blanket, a personal device, and a pack of tarot cards. And I was broken. I wasn't just broken. I was broken half, broken two. I hurt to the core of my soul. And for 17 days, I didn't have access to anything I owned. My family gave me clothes to wear. I didn't even have an ID. Sorry, I mean to cry. I had nothing. And this person had left town to go be with another person. And I talked to God. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I can't even get a job. And the message I heard was, do what you need to do. And so I called this person and I said, I love you. I care about you. I want you back. And they said, well, okay, I'm up here with this other person. And I said, okay, uh, that's fine. And so they made arrangements for somebody to take the keys to the house so I could get in. And I did. And I walked in the door. And when I walked in that door, I thought, you're going to leave and you're never going to come back here again. You're going to get your stuff and you're never going to come back here again. You're never going to allow any human being to ever treat you this way again. And I did. I have a really good friend that helps me. I have some health issues, and we packed my stuff up and brought it to my uh, child's house. And I went back that night with the mover and got the rest of my stuff. I didn't tear anything up. I didn't take anything that wasn't mine. I didn't break anything. I put the keys where he could find them. I got home, all this, at midnight, and I called him on the phone and I said, I have my stuff out of your house and I don't want a relationship with you. And this is where your keys are. And sorry. He said, you deceived me. And wow. I was like, okay, I did. And I couldn't deal with it anymore. And I had access to his social media, and he posted things online that weren't nice. And all I was doing there was hurting myself. So finally, I blocked that person. I blocked them from my social media. I blocked them from everything. And I spent 2 months in pretty much solitude and very disheartened and very broken. And I prayed a lot. And God was like, okay, build a website. And I was like, no, no. I was like, you're telling me to build a website in the middle of all of this? And I was like, I don't know about that. But I did. And then God was like, okay, have a YouTube channel. And I was like, you've got to be kidding. Also, he's told me not to argue with him. So I had a YouTube channel, and I still have the YouTube channel. I'm on it right now. Excuse me 1 second. Um, and God told me, to help people. And I've been able to help some people, and it's wonderful. It's very gratifying to help people out of dark places. And we all have a life where we have a dark place somewhere. Somehow there's a dark place. Nobody always lives in the sunshine. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. But I remember praying to God, and God basically uh, took me every step of the way, like took my hand and said, do this and do this and do this. And I did everything that God asked of me. YouTube channel, I have a website, and I do a lot of free readings. I give a lot of readings away. This is not about the money. This is about caring for people. And the name of my channel is Share, like SHER, like my name, Peace and Love. And that's what I do. My goal is to spread peace and love in the universe. And I think the bigger goal is, and I really feel this is from God, God telling you or asking me to relate to you that no matter where you are, And what you're in the middle of, you can get out of it. Hi, critics. You can get out of it. You do not have to be abused. You do not have to put up with it. You are worthy. People do not have a right to say mean things to you. People don't have a right to hurt you or hit you. Uh, and prayer got me out of it. Honest to God, when I was out there on that sidewalk and freezing, honestly, with nothing, the person, well, I feel like God's a person because I talk to him all the time. The thing that got me going or kept me going was God. So if I can be homeless with no ID, no money, no phone. Thank you. No money, no phone, no clothes. And God got me through. So if God could get me through all of this, God can get you through anything. Um, you just have to step out on faith. And no, I'm not a doctor, lawyer, none of those things. There's no hidden agenda. This is simply a story to let you know that if you're in an abusive relationship, there are people that care. There are people that will help. One of my goals of this channel is to help fund people that are in abusive relationships to be able to walk away from them or to give them clarity through readings and everything else. And man, I'm going to tell you that was a hard story. And I'm also going to tell you that, I wasn't blameless. I did things wrong. I didn't see the big picture. I was in the middle of the argument. I didn't want to wash the bike, but got through it all. And I'm a stronger person for it. It literally was a life changing situation. New home, new everything. Everything that I knew, everything that I had went out the window that day. And it wasn't just the material. The material stuff, guys, that will go away. The material stuff will come and go your entire life. What will keep you going is God and faith and your strength that you get from being there and relying on that. All right, God, I've told my story. And so my story's out here now. I didn't name anybody in this relationship. I don't want to. I have gone on. I've forgiven that person. Have I forgotten? No. Will I ever forget? No. Did my outlook on life change drastically? Yes. Trust is a big issue. But you know what? I'm working on trust. Trust is hard for me. But I'm working on it and I'm getting there. And when we're in dark places in our lives, we're being called to do the work, not just to look at the others in the situation, but to go within and look at ourselves. What part did we play in it? Me, I didn't feel worthy. I didn't think anybody would love me, not long term anyway, And then somebody loved me, or I thought they did. But love is not mean, you know. Love is patient, kind, caring, gentleness, goodness, self-control. None of those things were love. Will I always love this person? Yeah. Am I sad that they threw me away like a piece of trash? Yeah. You're not trash, and nobody should throw you away. And you need to remember that. And that is my story. I don't share very much of myself on this channel. For obvious reasons, this is really hard. So that being said, let's go on to something positive. Let's see. Help me out, critics. Do you have any, or pretty girl, do you have any, um, anything? Oh, you're so sweet. All right, guys, I'm going to pull a card here. I've prayed over the cards and let's just see what comes out in the universe. It does feel better. And I know I'm protected. Uh, it's just a funny story, and I'm going to share this. Uh, 2 days after that person got home, they fell down the steps in their basement with something on top of them, and their head landed in the ladder. I think it was my ladder, as a matter of fact. And they got really hurt. Did I wish it off on them? No. Would I wanted it to happen? No. Do I think that karma is a bitch? Yes. Sorry. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that on TV or YouTube. Anyway, yeah. I do think that the universe takes care of kind, loving, good people. I think, if you're connected, I think you can believe in that faith that you're taken care of. I know I'm rambling at this point. All right, let's see what we have in the cards today. Sorry for being Debbie Downer. Divinity. Is that like my? I'm wondering if that's my sign of approval for finally telling the story. This is true. It was crazy, Createx. There were so many, like I would say 30 or 40% of that person's body was covered in bruises. It was crazy. What else do we have, Source? What else do we have? What messages do you have for us this evening? What messages do you come on? Divinity, I know, but let's see. Okay, we'll change decks. But this is the divinity card, so that's cool. All right, let's see. Let's go with the Truth Oracle card deck, the Acacia. Very pretty art on this one. Let's see what Source has for us at this time. Whoa! Okay, a lot apparently. Let's see what we have. Oh, wow. Okay. If you heard my story, this is truly funny. The first card is Stand Your Ground. I'm pretty sure I did that. The other card was like Coming Out of Solitude. And the other one was Depleted upside down. Yeah, that was a little depleting. And now the advice is connect to intuition. Repeating patterns are keeping you from making a new choice in this situation. Break free from old ways of thinking and ask for new insight. Wow, that's pretty accurate. I would say through the course of this altercation, whatever you would want to call it, uh, there is, I did gain great insight. All right, Source, what else do you have for us this evening? I'm going to pull something from the tarot and see what we have. Let's see what else out there. Oh, 333 on the clock. It's fixing me. It's 3333. That's cool. That's my number. Whoa. Justice. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. It's crazy because of the story. Communication just came in. I might get a message. What else do we have? Well, okay. All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, Justice is the first card. Okay. I think this is me, the Queen of Cups, talking about intuition, gentleness, spirituality, loving my family. What also fell out was communication news. I might get a bad message from somebody. Not meant that way, though. Just meant to tell the story so somebody can use it. On top of all of this is Ace of Wands, new start, new birth, new ideas. On top of the Ace of Wands is the King of Pentacles, ambitious, intelligent, wealth, patience, strength, stability, lots of good stuff coming through. What fell across all of this was hope. Hope. Okay, hope, the dawn, the help in the near future. This is like, and it's like you went through painfulness and loneliness and sorrow, and now there's hope. There is hope. Wow. And then sideways came in, the Page of Swords came in sideways, and that is a strong will, sharp intelligence, deep insight, persuasive communication. I hope it was persuasive communication. I hope it helps somebody not stay in a bad situation, is what I've got. You know, don't stay in a bad situation. All right. And it says adaptability and agility. I am both of those things. I'm very adaptable. How did that turn into a reading for me? I don't, sometimes that happens. I don't get messages like I get for you guys. So the messages for you guys are like, um, you know, they're clarity. When I ask for clarity, sometimes I'll just see like a picture of something and I'll be like, why? What does that mean? But with you guys, it's more straightforward and more together, thank God. So anyway, guys, this is a little much. I'm gonna take a break. I might hop back on later. Uh, but I finally at least told my story, and I hope it helps somebody. And no, there's no meanness with this. There's nothing intended. I am not in a relationship anymore, but my day has been kind of meh. Really? Oh, oh, that's so sweet. I'm so glad. I'm glad. It's, yeah, it's good. And I'll try to hop back on later. If I do, look me up. I'm gonna take a break now and reground myself, I think. All right, guys. Peace out. Love all of you. And thank you for just hearing me out. I really appreciate it. And I will get back with you and it's gonna be okay. Okay.